talk to me about the process and the feeling of actually booking Svengoolie, because this is like your world.
Yeah.
Like that's who you are, and
I
the content
manifested that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me about that.
Well, for those who don't know, I've always wanted to be a horror host of some kind. You know, I think that was started when I did a small like indie film called Vampire Dad, and I was playing a character that was written originally for Elvira. Of course, she turned it down. Then they gave it to like Kat Von D. She turned it down. Deed Von T. She turned it down. Somehow, some way, it got to me, the slums of the internet, and I got that character called Victoria, and she was like a vintage vampire. And I got to sit on a couch and kind of narrate the movie, and it just clicked in my head of going, "Oh, I want to do this. This is cool. This is really neat." And so, however, I didn't know how to become a horror host in a modern day age because, well, to be honest, horror hosts aren't really a thing anymore. We've talked about that before, where they kind of died off in the 90s. You really didn't see them. I think the last horror host that was kind of pretty popular that was created out of the 90s was the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt, and that was probably like the last time we saw something like that. There hasn't been any new develops. Not saying that there haven't been horror hosts since then, but to make it to that type of mainstream where they're kind of known or sought after, and people have cable now, so they don't need to stick to their own cities. So I didn't think it was possible to become a horror host anymore because who's looking for that? There's no auditions for it or anything. And so the best option that I could think of was, well, what's the modern day public access channel? It's YouTube. Put it on YouTube. And so I was like, okay, so I'll start doing something that people are asking, which is vintage hair tutorials. Not my favorite thing in the world to do. Don't really care, but if you want to see it, you could see it. But I need to do it in my own way. So I started developing this kind of world and familiarity that people can get comfortable with in their house, which was like, sure, I'm doing makeup tutorials or hair tutorials, but all of a sudden a monster hand is handing me a hairbrush. What is that? Yeah. Hold on, excuse me? You know what I'm saying? And this is the world of the Jeffree Star era where everybody's doing makeup. And nobody was doing puppets along with makeup tutorials at this point. So I wanted to because it's something that I liked, and it would kind of sneak in the horror host vibe with doing something that people want. And hopefully they like it and just accept me for what I was. And in doing so, it just got bigger and bigger, and the world started getting bigger and bigger. And I started doing Christmas specials that are Halloween-based with full-on puppets, stupid musical numbers, and whatever, in hopes that somebody might see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to go out there and knock on door to door to every producer going, hey, have you seen me? Yeah. You interested in what I got? You want to see this puppet? I didn't bring my puppet today, too, Brandon. I'm just letting you know.
I was hoping you brought the puppet.
What if I just sat here the entire time with a puppet and only answered the puppet, and the puppet would only talk for me, and
I would love to
discuss secrets? But I didn't. We saved you from that today. But I wanted to put myself out there and put my ridiculous stuff out in the world and see if somebody bought it, you know, or saw potential. And then all of a sudden, I was a manager at Halloween Horror Nights for the Maze Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which I wanted. So I got what I wanted. Yeah. Regret it later, but I got what I wanted. And I was signing those guys in. They're all 6-foot giants, you know, and they're tired and they're cranky. And they're like, when are we going to get potluck today, Sarah? And all of a sudden I got a text message from my friend Brad, who plays Dracula, of all things, in the park. So Dracula texted me. And he said, hey, have you seen this? And at this time, I had my own podcast with my friends called the Talkie Horror Podcast Show, and it's a horror show. And we just did a whole podcast on horror hosts, of like talking about horror hosts then and now, whatever. And in this text message that Brad sent me, it was searching for the next Svengoolie is what it was. And I was like, Svengoolie? I just mentioned him on the podcast, but I didn't know he was still on the frickin' air. Gosh, I need to do better research, I think. And so I was like, okay, what is this? And so it wasn't really necessarily searching for the next Svengoolie. They were calling Searching for the Spawn of Svengoolie. That was the original title. Then it was soon later changed because they didn't know that Spawn was copywritten by Spawn, like the comics Spawn. Nice. And they're like, you can't use that. You're like, sure. So that was in later date. But yes, I was like, okay, this is so exciting. they're offering to be on this TV show that's nationwide, and they're looking for somebody to, I don't know, not replace him necessarily, but to be a part of that show. Here's my opportunity. I didn't think any opportunity like this exists. So I'm like, I think I'm ready. However, I can't find the damn date, like the ending date of like when to turn in this video, this like 1 minute video that they're asking for of why you think you're the spawn of Svengoolie and this and that. Couldn't find it anywhere, so I emailed everybody that I could. Any email I found on the websites, people, probably personal. And little did I know, I actually emailed Rich Coase, which is Svengoolie himself.
Nice.
Accidentally, not knowing it was. And I sent an email, and I could find it somewhere, but it said something along the lines of, hi, my name is Sarah Palmer, and I can't find the deadline anywhere. No pun intended. And but if you guys can let me know, because I'm working late nights and I would love to send in a video. And Rich responded to me, and he just put the quote. He just responded and he just put, no idea, period. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. So anyway, I sent in a video and didn't hear back from about like 2 weeks. And all of a sudden a woman named Kim Swan reached out to me and wanted to have a Zoom call with me and go on to the next process of their whole crazy search for these people. And the first, interaction with her is to basically just kind of gauge if you're crazy or not. You're like, do we want to allow you around this man? You know, because I'm sure Rich, being a horror host as long as he has been for many, many years, probably doesn't want some crazy, insane fan on his show, which has been a closed set for a very long time. It's like getting the golden ticket to the Willy Wonka chocolate factory.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean he's opening up his gates? Aren't you excited?
Yeah.
I got the golden ticket. I'm Charlie Bucket. I'm so excited. So I would say like 6 different rounds later of doing writing for the show, writing for Sven, then performing on Zoom for them and picking a movie. And then all of a sudden we're flown to Chicago to do an in-person audition there. And you're put up against other people. I saw the other people that they were looking at. I didn't know if they were picking one spawn or multiple. We didn't know. I think it was just a process that they weren't even sure if they were going to find somebody or if they were going to have to go and actively look for kind of already popular people and then bring them in, which they did both. They did bring in some people that they found online that had a pretty big following. I did it the old-fashioned way of like the American Idol search of like send in a video and cross your fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about like 7 rounds later, yeah, I got the call that I'm part of the Sven squad, me and another guy named Scott Greider, who plays the character Imp on the show, and which is funny, we both were auditioning the same day, and they kept us both that day.
Oh, wow.
2. And they sent another girl home. There was 3 of us. I think there was like 3 groups every week of like 3 different people they were testing on camera. And Scott and I happened to be on the same day, back to back. Other girl was there. She's from Second City. They sent her home, and then they told me to stay after I already did my audition. I went, okay, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
I think so. And they kept Scott after his audition. They were like, okay, we're going to put you guys both on screen together. Let's just say you both snuck into Sven's dungeon and go. And Scott and I, not knowing each other, we don't know each other, and we're just looking at each other going, okay, let's just come up with something. And we came up with a bit. And I think in that moment is when they went, these 2, I think we're going to keep. If it wasn't for that moment, I don't know what would have happened. Yeah. I think it was our improv together and our chemistry together that they're like, I think this works. Because he caters to a very youthful audience, very peewee type audience, and I cater to a very old-fashioned audience. Yeah. Some male gaze, I guess, in some ways, which that show has never had, mind you. They weren't ready when I came on screen. Let's just say that. Yeah. And yeah, I got the show, so here we are.
So first of all, amazing story.
Thank
The whole.
That's just. That was a light version of it, believe it or not.
Well, let's do the deep version.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I look at you in your sleep over here in the corner, and then they called me the 7th time.
And then, then part 1,
Yeah.
and then part 2.
And then here's what I wrote.
Right, exactly. So then you get it, you book it.
Yeah.
When you booked it, what was the feeling when you got it?
I was playing Bride of Frankenstein at Universal.
Nice.
Still stuck there going, I need to get out of this place. It's been 15 years. And I got a call on break. And I get up. I stand up and I go, hello, and it's Kim. And she goes, Sarah, we just had a talk, and I just want to let you know that you are, I forget exactly how she said it, but let's just say she said, you are perfect. No, I'm just kidding. She said that you got it, you're in, you are our spawn, come on over, let's talk details and contracts and have Zoom meetings. And I screamed in the hallway, and I came back into the makeup room with all the other characters. Mind you, these people are like dressed as like Princess Fiona, Marilyn Monroe, staring at me, and I'm going, I quit. I knew in that moment, I was like, I have to start quitting some of these roles that I was playing, because there's no way I'm going to be able to fly to Chicago, go film this show, and still keep my job here every month. There's no way.
Yeah.
No.